Magandang araw at welcome sa Bets. Ngayong araw, January 21, 2025, muling nag-resume ang Quadcom hearing. Pang 14th hearing na nila ito. Okay? At dito po sa hearing na ito, nagkaharap-harap itong si Colonel Grijaldo at ng mga Quadcom chairman. Okay? At dito po, mainit ang tagpo. Mainit ang tagpo sapagkat si Colonel Grijaldo ay matigas. Hindi po nila matibag-tibag. Okay? Makikita po natin na itong si Colonel Grijaldo. Talagang ang kanyang sinumpang salaysay sa Senado nung siya po ay humarap, pinaninindigan niya. Okay? Ito po ang video panoorin po natin at mamaya bigyan natin ng reaction base sa ating opinion, base sa pangyayari sa video ito. Ito po, mga kababayan, panoorin nyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Maraming salamat. Dito po sa number 7 ng inyong sinumpang salaysay, sinabi po ninyo dito, when I entered the end room, I saw two lawyers of Colonel Garma standing inside the room. One of the lawyers approached me and then asked me what we were going to talk about. And I said that I do not know. Number 8, after a while, Congressman Dan Fernandez entered the room and he asked me to sit beside him on the right side. Then Congressman Abante entered the room and sat on the far end chair on my right. One of the lawyers of Colonel Garma stood at my back.
Your Honor, I would stand by my statement
Okay,
in the
so
Senate
I would
under
understand.
oath, Your Honor, and I invoke my right for self-incrimination, Your Honor.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order.
What is the point of
I don't see any reason why our guest keeps on invoking his right against self-incrimination when Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez was not asking him anything incriminating. He was just merely reading a portion of his affidavit. So I don't like, Mr. Chair, that this committee, that our resource person may impress upon the public that we are here to corner him and to incriminate him. Please, tatigilan mo yan. Hindi naman, Mr. Chair, it's not right to invoking self-incrimination when in fact DSJJ is not asking you any questions but merely reading his affidavit. Baka naman ng message na pinapakita, Mr. Chairman, sa publiko, inaanggulo natin siya dito. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, but I have to manifest this. I think his invitation to the Senate was to discuss about EJK and illegal drugs. And nowhere in his affidavit did he mention anything about illegal drugs and EJK. He did not share any inputs or his knowledge on illegal drugs. His participation in that Senate inquiry was merely to besmirch the reputation of some of the chairmen here. And as a result, attempting to degrade the integrity of the Quadcom. So please, I hate to admonish men in uniform. I have the highest respect for our policemen. But please, Colonel Grijaldo, stop invoking your right against self-incrimination. Nobody's asking you any incriminating questions here.
Mr. Chair. And Mr. Chairman, along the line of Congressman Adjong, I don't think it's incriminating because number one, sinumpang salaysay niya po ito eh. Pirmado niya po ito eh. So how can he incriminate himself when he actually signed this affidavit? And this is a public document, Mr. Chair. So if our resource person is invoking this right to self-incrimination, I think that is out of order.
Okay. I'd like to remind the resource person that the questions being asked of you are the statements you made in your affidavit. And the questions that DSJJ is asking is whether you confirm those statements that you stipulated in your affidavit. Dahil affidavit, pinirmahan mo yun, there's nothing incriminating no, dun sa tanong ni Congressman J.J. Suarez. So please, answer appropriately the questions being asked by the members. Congressman Acop?
Mr. Chair, may we ask the resource person the basis why he is invoking his right against self-incrimination?
Yeah, please answer. What is the basis of you invoking the right against self-incrimination?
Police colonel ka, investigador ka dati. You know the basic rudiments of investigation. Alam mo dapat kung kailan i-invoke yung right against self-incrimination. Di po ba? Kasi nagko-conduct ka ng investigation eh. Now, may I know your legal basis why you are invoking your right against self-incrimination? Mr. Chair, if he cannot provide any basis, I think I agree with the Honorable Adjong that he should not invoke that right. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I share the sentiment of Congressman Acop. If indeed the resource person cannot explain to this committee why he is invoking his right against self-incriminations in reply or in response to the questions raised by DSJJ Suarez, then I would agree that the gentleman is out of order, and perhaps do you have a lawyer with you, Colonel Grijaldo? Nandito, may abogado ka ba? Would you like?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Do you want us to provide you a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Because your lawyer or lawyers that we can provide you will assist you on telling you what your rights are in this committee hearing. So, gusto mo ba mag-provide kami ng abogado?
No, Your Honor.
So, you will answer and reply to the questions of the members. Now, DSJJ?
Yes.
Ako tingin ko dito, sinusubukan na gibain, sirain ng mga congressman ang credibility ni Colonel Grijaldo. Okay? Mahalaga na maprotektahan ni Colonel Grijaldo ang kanyang sinupaang salaysay sa Senado. Dahil mahalaga yan para ang kanyang credibility ay hindi masira. Okay? Mahalaga yan sa pagdating ng punto na magsampa ng kaso itong kampo ni Grijaldo, titindig sa korte itong kanyang testimony sa Senado. Okay lang yan. Self-incrimination, okay lang yan. Okay lang yan. At doon sa usaping abogado, kasi walang abogado si Colonel Grijaldo dyan. Gusto siyang bigyan ng abogado ng mga congressman. Gusto siyang bigyan ng mga congressman ng abogado pero ayaw niya. Okay lang yan. Kasi karapatan niya ni Colonel Grijaldo eh. Karapatan na yan. Kung wala siyang tiwala sa ibibigay ng abogado sa kanya, okay lang yan. Karapatan na yan eh. Kasi ang pagkuha ng abogado, yan ay dapat may tiwala ka sapagkat ang abogado kaya kakakuha para ipagtanggol ka. Karapatan na yan. Kung wala siyang tiwala sa ibibigay na abogado ng mga congressman, okay lang yan. Walang problema dyan. Kaya mahalaga maprotektahan, ma-preserve ni Colonel Grijaldo ang kanyang integrity. Okay? Kaya sa tingin ko, yan ang sinusubukang gibain ng mga congressman. Okay?
Mr. Chair, maybe another opportunity we can provide to the resource person. Colonel Grijaldo, kung kayo po ay hindi komportable, dahil nga maraming nanonood at nasa publiko po ang hearing na ito, would you want or would you request for an executive session so that you can divulge the details and the truthfulness to the affidavit that you executed in the Senate hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so therefore we can proceed, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
So, Colonel Grijaldo, matanong ko lang po, ano po ang nag-udyok sa'yo para i-execute tong affidavit na ito?
Just I have said, Your Honor, during my opening statement in the Senate, it was Tuesday. We have a hearing here on Tuesday, and we ended up on the Wednesday on the event of the Typhoon Christine. And as I have said, I go back to my home, and dinibdib ko po yung nangyari sa akin, Your Honor. And I never told this to my wife that time for 2 days. Until such time, on the Friday, I was informed by the PIHAW that I'll be attending a Senate hearing. So, naisabi ko dun sa asawa ko, Your Honor. And nag-a-argue pa kami kasi ayaw niya. Ako kasi gusto ko na may sabi. And sabi ko, we have to go on a Sunday Mass, and we need wisdom for this para mabigyan din tayo ng lakas ng loob para ma-resolve natin sa tayo kasi tayo nag-aaway. Nagkakaproblema. Hindi na rin kami nag-aano nun eh. So on the Sunday, it was on the gospel. Sabi ko, pakinggan natin kung ano man yung masabi ng gospel sa atin that day. And it was a great enlightenment and a wisdom na binigay sa akin, Your Honor. The gospel said that it's not all about the crown, but it is about the cross. It is not about the honor, but it's about the sacrifice. It's not being the first, but being the last. It's not being the great, but being the servant. Sabi ko sa asawa ko, bakit naibigay sa atin to? We have to, and to sum up that, Your Honor, ang sinabi nung pare, sabi niya, it's not about the experience. Because yung experience kasi natin sa buhay, it may be good or bad. But it's all about the lesson learned that time, Your Honor. So I have that courage, and even my wife submitted to my decision. And on the next day, pumunta na po ako yun. Nandun po yun, nag-narrate, ginawa ko po yun, sinulat ko po yun. And it was on that mass that time that it is a Sunday for the PDLs. It was a Sunday for PDLs. Sabi ng pare, we have to give dun sa mga brothers natin na nakukulong. Hindi ko nga akalain na I would be the one also to experience that nung sinabi ng pare. So, that's all, Your Honor. That is all that happened, Your Honor.
Well, oftentimes we need experiences to encourage us and to push us to search for the truth. So I hope this hearing is one of those experiences for you, Colonel Grijaldo. Dahil ang layunin lang naman po natin dito ay hanapin gaano man kahirap ang katotohanan. Yun lang naman po ang hangarin natin. Wala nang iba. At kaya nga po yung dalawa po nating kinatawan na binanggit mo sa affidavit mo ay pansamantalang tumayo at umalis bilang chairman just to show that we are fair in handling this very sensitive issue. Because you made serious accusations in your affidavit, Colonel Grijaldo. And if indeed enlightenment has happened to you when you executed this affidavit, and you mentioned that you stand by your affidavit, so let's test whether or not it is the truth, Colonel Grijaldo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
As
so-
I have said, I will stand by. I am humbled by my experience, Your Honor.
And I'm
with
sure
this,
you're
Your Honor,
but Mr. Colonel Grijaldo,
I
you have
will
to
stand by
understand.
with my statement
You have to
under
understand
oath
one
in
thing.
the Senate, Your
You have
Honor.
to understand
and I
one
would like
thing
to
lang po.
invoke my
One
right
thing lang po.
for self-incrimination, Your
Opo,
Honor.
but you have to understand one thing, Colonel Grijaldo. Okay lang po yun kung para sa'yo. Ang problema ho, ang dami mong dinamay eh. Kung para sa'yo lang yon, hindi sana natin gagawing issue to eh. Ngunit ang idinamay mo dito ay mga taong walang kinalaman o mga inosente. Eh paano naman po sila? Paano naman po yung mga karapatan nila? Paano naman po yung boses nila? Paano naman yung katotohanan nila? Hindi pa po natin sila pahahalagahan dahil panghahawakan lang natin yung sinabi mong enlightenment mo? But they have their own rights too, Colonel Grijaldo. So Colonel Grijaldo, siguro wag na tayong paligoy-ligoy pa. With the permission of Mr. Chairman, Colonel Grijaldo, you made some serious accusations here. In fact, so serious that it was even carried by our media news for almost a week, 2 weeks. And because of your accusations, you've tarnished the very reputation and integrity of the committee and the House of Representatives. Things that I will not allow dahil ito pong posisyon na inuupuan namin, ay ito po ay posisyon ng tiwala na ipinagkaloob sa amin ng taong nagtitiwala sa amin. At kailanman hindi ako papayag na may mga tao na magdudungis at magtatapon ng kasinungalingan para sirain ang integridad ng trabaho ng House of Representatives at syempre ng komitibang ito. So Colonel Grijaldo, sinabi mo po dito sa inyong sinumpang salaysay that you were persuaded
Your Honor,
and you said, ikaw naman, Colonel, ganito lang yan. Alangan namang walang insidente o mangyayari sa panahon na yon. I answered that I served as COP, Chief of Police in Mandaluyong during COVID-19 pandemic, and there were less crimes committed and we did not receive any reward from anyone. I added that we only receive funds as additional MOOE support fund for the Peace and Order Fund of the LGU. But dito po sa earlier part, sinabi mo that you're persuaded. Is this true, Colonel Grijaldo?
Your Honor, I will stand by my statement in the Senate under oath, Your Honor, and I would like to invoke my right for self-incrimination, Your Honor.
That is out of order. Let it be of record that the statement made by this resource person is out of order. Please continue, Congressman Suarez.
Number 17, sinabi nyo dito, I then respectfully told Congressman Dan Fernandez that anyone can debunk my statement if I confirm the testimony of Colonel Garma about DDS in 1999. Since I was not a member of the PNP at that time and I have no knowledge as to the reward system. Additionally, I said that the work of policemen are noble that requires great sacrifice even without reward or award. It is our moral obligation and a call of duty to serve our country and our people. If I may continue, Colonel Grijaldo. At sinabi mo, Congressman Dan asked me, Colonel Garma, anong masabi mo sa kanya tungkol kay Barayuga? I politely told him I cannot comment on the case when I respectfully answered him, Sir, mahirap yan. Kasama kami sa nag-iimbestiga at hindi ko alam kung anong kinalaman niya at may investigasyon din kami, baka ma-incriminate ako, sir. Tama po ba ito, Colonel Grijaldo?
Your Honor,
Yes or no lang po, ah.
I will stand by my statement in the Senate under oath, Your Honor, and I would like to invoke
Mr.
my
Chair,
right
again.
for self-incrimination,
Mr. Chair.
Your Honor.
Again, the resource person is out of order,
Mr.
and
Chair.
let it be of record that he is continuously disrespecting this committee by refusing to answer appropriately to the questions propounded by the member. Alam mo, Colonel, if I may, DSJJ, binibigyan ka namin ng pagkakataon dito eh. Nung nasa Senado ka, ang tapang-tapang mo eh. Bakit dito ay mo magtapang ka rito? Ipakita mo yung the same candor, the same tapang na pinakita mo doon. Di ba? Bakit hindi mo gawin yan dito ngayon? Nagtatago ka sa likod ng right against self-incrimination eh. Tinatanong sa'yo, relevant question. Matapang ka lang doon sa Senado kasi may kakampi ka. Dito ka magpakita ng tapang mo. Hindi yung nandoon ka lang. Alam mo, ang mahirap kasi sa'yo, gusto lang nating malaman ang katotohanan sa likod nito. Ang dami mo ng ginawa eh. Dinamay mo pa yung mga kasama na, hindi dahil sa kasama namin sila, kundi hindi tama ang nangyari at ginawa mo. You are trying to besmirch the reputation of this committee. Itong committee ito, hindi ito gawa-gawa lamang. Ito'y pinapayagan ng ating saligang batas. Ito'y pinapayagan at pinayagan ng 300 mahigit na membro ng Kongreso na kung saan ay merong mandato ng taong bayan. Kaya wag mong pastusin ito. Yung tapang mo, nawawala eh. Tawagin mo yung kakampi mo. Ang hirap, alam mo, Colonel, nag-imbento ka ng kwento. And then you speak about honor. And then you speak about the gospel of that was given to you by a priest. Talking about honor. And which, alam mo ba kung bakit mayroong honor? Pag hindi ka sinungaling, may honor ka. As simple as that. You're a police officer and you should have kasi, yun ang dito eh. Anyway, DSJJ, you can
Well,
continue.
I totally understand the frustration of our chairman. In fact, it is the same place where I'm extracting my frustration from. No? Kasi nung Senate hearing, napanood ko yung binanggit mo, Colonel Grijaldo, at ako naman, araw-araw, hindi naman araw-araw, na tuwing magkakaroon ng Quadcom hearing, nandito ako. I make it a point to even come early. So, Colonel Grijaldo, you mentioned in your affidavit and even in the Senate hearing that you were coerced. Coerced by certain members of this committee Totoo ba yun? Oo, hindi.
Your Honor, I would like to invoke
Oo,
my
hindi.
rights. for
It's a simple
self-incrimination,
yes or
Your Honor.
no.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yun lang po yun. Sabi mo, truth, di ba?
Your Honor, I
Sabi
would
mo,
like to invoke my
enlightenment,
right
di ba?
to self-incrimination, Your
Di
Honor.
ba sinabi mo, gospel truth, di ba? When you talk of God, there's only right and wrong. There's nothing in between. You want to talk about honor, Colonel Grijaldo? Kung gusto mo, Colonel Grijaldo, mag-usap tayo tungkol sa integridad ng isang tao, eh ang pagsabi ng katotohanan is the simplest way to show honor. Na hindi ka nagtatago at hindi ka nagsisinungaling. Kasi we're talking about serious issues here, Colonel Grijaldo. Isipin mo, mga EJK victims ang nandito. Libo-libong taong namatay nung panahon ng nakaraang administrasyon. Buhay ng Pilipino ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. So, Colonel Grijaldo, babalikan ko lang. Totoo ba? Oo, hindi. Na merong pumilit sa iyo na magsalita na hindi naaayon sa katotohanan dito sa Quadcom.
Your Honor, I would like to invoke my right for self-incrimination, Your Honor.
Diyan, kinokumbinsi ni Congressman J.J. Suarez na pasagutin itong si Colonel Grijaldo patungkol sa kanyang mga sinumpang salaysay doon sa Senado nung siya po humarap. Ngunit, sabi ni Colonel Grijaldo, ang kanyang sagot, self-incrimination. Maganda, di ba? Mamaya po pag-usapan natin yan. Mahalaga po yan. Mahalaga na ang kanyang sinumpang salaysay sa Senado ay hindi ma-debunk.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
What is the point of order, Congressman Ako?
The resource person has not answered my question a while ago, and he's still invoking his right against self-incrimination, which is improper. Even Supreme Court decisions say so. You're just telling me your ignorance of the law. You cannot invoke your right against self-incrimination. Tell me if you have a criminal case against you regarding this issue. Galing ako sa serbisyo, iho, pero nakakahiya ka. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pag ako na magtatanong,
Thank you.
sasagot ka. Dahil isasite kita in contempt again.
Thank you, Congressman
Sir Chair.
Akop.
Sir Chair, just a
I'm
quick
surprised why he became an officer.
Ako sa tingin ko, itong ginagawa nito ni Colonel Grijaldo, yan po ay alam niya. Alam niya na kapag siya po'y nagkamali dito at binago niya ang kanyang testimony, talo na siya. Talo na siya. Talo siya. At kung sakaling baguhin niya ang kanyang testimony, panalo dito ang Quadcom at talo ang Senado. Talo din siya. Dahil lalabas dito, sinungaling siya, nagsisinungaling siya. Kasi doon sa Senado, ang kanyang pag-testify, yun po ay under oath. Di ba? Kaya mahalaga na panindigan na yun. Okay lang na sabihin niya, o ayaw niya sumagot, at sabihin niya na self-incrimination, okay lang yun. Okay lang, ikulong ka, i-contempt ka. Okay lang yun. Okay? Ito po. Tuloy natin, mga kababayan.
Nakalimutan ko po yung ipilido.
Attorney Kilang and Attorney Kumigan.
Yes, opo. Ang sabi nila, kasi kung matatandaan niyo po, yung ating supplemental affidavit na ginawa po ni Colonel Garma was given to us on the day itself. And then, nung binabasa po natin, sabi natin, sino magko-corroborate nito? Sino magbe-betting ito? Lumapit po yung dalawang lawyer. At ang sabi, kung pwedeng kausapin si Colonel Grijaldo. Dahil si Colonel Garma ay very close daw kay Colonel Grijaldo at siya makakapag-bet sa mga nakalagay doon sa supplemental affidavit. So, ang sabi ko naman kay Attorney Victor, tama-tama andiyan si Grijaldo doon sa likod. Bakit hindi natin siya imbitahan doon sa room doon sa may kainan para nang sa ganon ay makausap natin kung patotohanan niya yung sinabi ni Colonel Garma na magkaibigan sila at ibebet niya yung mga nakasulat doon. So, basically, hindi naman po siya ganun kalaking issue. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, hindi nga tayo ang nag-initiate eh. Sila pa yung nag-initiate sa atin na kausapin si Colonel Grijaldo, which I did together with nagkataon po kami ni Chairman Abante during that time. Magkalapit kami doon. Sabi ko, pare sumama ka na sa akin. Kaya sa sumunod. Kaya nagulat na lamang po kami that biglang nagkaroon po ng ganong istorya. But nevertheless, Mr. Chairman, yun po yung nangyari doon. At nung pumasok po ako sa loob, nauna po ako kay Chairman Abante ng konti lang. And then, sinabi ko sa kanya, Colonel Grijaldo, ito yung mga nakasulat dito sa affidavit. Sabi ko dito sa paragraph, hindi ko matandaan, 17 ata o something na gano'n. Ito ba, mapapatotohanan mo na sinabi ni Colonel Garma. Ang sabi niya, wala po akong alam dyan. Yung ibang ibang mga sinabi ni Colonel Garma. Kasi sabi niya, kaibigan kanya eh. So, basically, doon po umikot yung aming usapan. Siguro maabot po yun ng mga less than 10 or 15 minutes. And then, nung sinabi niya talaga wala siyang alam, edi lumabas na po kami. And the CCTV can prove na talagang hindi po kami nagtagal sa loob. At the same time po, pag tinignan niyo po yung kwarto dyan, kahit puntahan po natin lahat, napakaliit po ng kwarto, at sa labas po ng kwarto, marami pong mga tao nandun. So kung nagkaroon po ng coercion, nagkaroon po ng harassment, nagkaroon po ng forceful force galing po sa amin, I think malalaman po ng mga taong nandyan. And even the CCTV, nung lumabas po siya dyan sa ng pintuan niyan, makikita po natin na yung itsura niya, hindi naman po siya mukhang na-coerce eh. Mukhang masayang-masaya pa nga po siya. Kaya, I think, Mr. Chairman, yung pong accusation sa atin na malayan yung ating pong committee and the two chairman, masyado pong unfair. But of course, binibigyan pa rin po natin siya ng pagkakataon na liwanagin po yung mga pangyayari. Kaya, andito po tayo at binibigyan po natin ng patas na pagdinig. Marami pong salamat sa pagkakataon.
Mr. Chair, pwede maidagdag to?
With, yes, Congressman Abante, with the indulgence of Congressman Ako, please.
At the back of my mind, masaya pa nga ako eh. Sapagkat nabanggit sa akin ni Colonel Garma na ito talagang close siya rito. Classmate niya at talagang kakampihan siya nito. Nagulat na lang kami na gano'n ang sagot niya. So,
Nung bang sinabi ni Colonel Garma yun, magkasama na kayo ni Congressman Dan?
Hindi, hindi ko nakausap si Colonel Garma.
ako ang kumusta sa kanya. Hindi niya nakausap. Ako mismo kumusta sa kanya.
At sino ang nakarinig na sinabi ni Colonel Garma sa inyo yan, na Congressman?
Palagay ko walang nakarinig sapagkat in confidence sinabi niya sa akin eh. When I asked her, who can corroborate your statements? Binanggit niya yung pangalan ni Colonel Grijaldo. Natuwa naman ako sapagkat very close daw sila, classmate niya, at talagang kakampihan siya nito. All of a sudden, kalaban pala niya.
And
Thank you, Congressman Abante.
Mr. Chairman, para i-corroborate lang po yan. If you remember it right, no, nung na-interview po tayo sa, I think, Bilyonaryo News Channel, nabanggit po natin doon na nakasama po natin siya sa isang pagpupulong doon po sa BGC sa Ascot Hotel, na kung saan nakiusap po sila Colonel Garma during that time. And during the time, we were shocked, ikaw, saka ako, Mr. Chair, na nakita natin si Colonel Grijaldo doon. And that's the reason, nang kinausap ako ng abogado doon, na sinabi sa akin na si Colonel Grijaldo at si Colonel Graba ay close, naniwala ako. Because na-meet na po natin siya during that time. And remember, na kayo pa po nagbayad ng dinner. That was 9,000 plus po. Kaya sinasabi ko po to, Mr. Chairman, because we wanted to ferret out the truth. And by doing that, we are initiating some form of talks with those who wanted to speak in this committee. Dahil nga, nagbe-betting po tayo eh. At yun po yung ating ginagawa sa kongresong ito. Kaya, nakakalungkot lang na ang isang opisyal na naging isang battalion commander ng isang rehiyon ay ganito po yung kanyang treatment sa committee ito. But I cannot blame this person. If there is a big person behind him, then totally we cannot blame him. But prudence dictates na dapat po ay sarili niya, manindigan siya sa sarili niya at hindi siya matako sa kaninuman tao. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. Please proceed, continue, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Also in the sworn statement, Kong Dan Fernandez put the paper he was holding on the table and told me, ito ang sasabihin mo sa statement na ito. While pointing to a paragraph on the paper, ito ang second supplemental affidavit ni Colonel Garba. Sabihin mong alam mo ang reward system, i-confirm mo lang. Would this be true, Honorable Fernandez?
Po ganyan ang pagkakasabi ko. A while ago, I was testifying in this honorable committee that itinuro ko po, yan, Colonel Grijaldo, ito. Yan, mapapatotohanan mo ba na totoo itong sinabi ni Colonel Garma? Sabi niya, hindi ho, wala ho. Right away, actually, parang hindi pa nga niya nababasa, parang umihindi na po siya. So, inilipat ko sa kabila. Sabi ko, itong mga ibang nandito, yan, hindi po yan kasi andun po ako sa Davao noong 2000, wala pa ho ako dyan during that time. So, yun lang po yung mga sitwasyon na nasabi ko sa kanya about dun sa supplemental affidavit. Actually, Mr. Chairman, sa una pa lang nararamdaman ko na hindi niya po i-confirm yung mga sinabi ni Colonel Garma. Actually, hindi ko na pinorsu. Basically po, yung usapan, parang naging light na lang po yung moment ng usapan. At magmamanifest po yun, yung light moment na usapan namin. Because nung lumabas po siya, masaya siya. And we can even show yung CCTV na hawak po natin ngayon, na makikita natin that wala po sa facial expression niya na he was harassed.
Comsec? Yung sinasabi ni Honorable Fernandez na video clip,
Comsec floor. Do you have a
Comsec.
video?
PM.
O yan.
Colonel Grijaldo enters the holding room. At 7:17:59 p.m., Attorney Emericio Kilang enters. At 7:18:11 p.m., Attorney Rotsiv Comigat enters. At 7:19 p.m., Congressman Dan Fernandez enters. At 7:20:35 p.m., Congressman Benny Abante enters. At 7:35:35 p.m., Congressman Dan Fernandez and Benny Abante leave the holding room. At 7:36:14 p.m., Colonel Grijaldo exits with Attorney Kilang and Attorney Comigat. At 7:36:25 p.m., Colonel Grijaldo, all smiles, is seen conversing with Jimmy Fortaleza.
Sinungaling yan.
Thank you, Comsec. Yun pong kay Honorable Abante naman, paragraph 14 of the affidavit. Kong Abante asked me how many years do I still have with the PNP. I answered I still have 4 years before retirement. Then he made the remark, pwede ka pang maging general. I humbly responded to him, masaya na ako sa rango ko, sir. Pagkatapos nito, uuwi na lang ako at magtatanim na lang ako ng kamote sa amin.
Mr. Chair, I cannot recall, no? Pero kung yan man, nasabi ko, ako ba'y meron ba akong karapatan na i-promote siya? Sapagkat sinabi niya ron gusto ko siyang ipapromote. Anong karapatan ko para i-promote siya? Para lang siya magsabi ng gusto kong sabihin niya. Masyado namang akusasyon yan na kahit kailan hindi ko ginawa kahit kanino.
Thank you, Honorable Babante. Paragraph 15, the cordial conversation between us continued. So, walang animosity. Would you agree with that, Your Honors? Na cordial yung conversation niyo?
Well, actually, Mr. Chairman, di mo pa binabanggit yan. Kanina sinabi ko nga, after na tinanong na namin yung mga ilang provision dun sa paragraph niya, na alam ko na hindi naman tayo makakakuha ng magandang resulta dun sa confirmation ng betting, sabi ko nga, naging light na lang yung usapan.
Dito po sa tagpong ito, inaamin ni Dan Fernandez at ni Congressman Bini Abante na kinausap nila itong si Grijaldo doon sa isang kwarto. At dahil doon sa CCTV, parang totoo nga na kinausap nila kasi nakita doon Inaamin nila na ito daw ay dahil sa pakiusap ni Colonel Garma dahil sinasabi na ito daw si Grijaldo ang magpapalakas, magko-collaborate dito sa mga sinasabi ni Garma nung siya ay nag-testify dyan sa Quadcom. Ang problema, hindi umayon si Colonel Grijaldo sa sinasabi ni Garma. Base dyan sa usapan nila. Inaamin itong dalawang congressman na kinausap nila. Ang tanong ko, ito. Bakit nyo kailangan kausapin ang isang resource person doon sa isang lugar? Di ba? Kaya ninyo pinatawag ang isang resource person para tanungin doon mismo sa plenary dapat. Kung gusto nyo, ayaw nyo mabahiran ng ang inyong integridad ng inyong ginagawa, ang inyong hearing, bakit nyo kailangan dalhin ang tao doon sa kwarto? Kung sinasabi ni Garma, nakiusap si Garma sa inyo bilang para i-collaborate itong sinasabi niya. At ang makapag-collaborate lamang ay si Grijaldo, pwede naman sabihin yan ni Grijaldo dyan sa mismo sa harap, sa plenaryo. Kung totoo, hindi nyo kailangan kausapin doon sa kwarto. O, di ba? Doon pa lang, siyempre ang isip ng tao, magkakaroon ng pagdududa. Bakit? O, di ba? Doon pa lang. Hindi nyo masisisi ang tao kung karoon ng duda. Kasi nga, sa ginawa ninyo na pinapunta nyo ang tao doon, kausapin, lalo't ipapakita ninyo ito sinasabi na sinumpa ang salaysay ni Garma. Hindi maganda yun. Hindi maganda yun. Bagamat hindi binanggit ni Fernandez ito sinasabi ni Grijaldo na ito ka, dito ka. Pero dapat na pinapunta niyo doon, siyempre doon pa lang nadugisan na kayo. O, di ba, Mr. Congressman Fernandez, Abante. O ngayon, ang ini-issue ni Congressman Dan Fernandez at Bini Abante, sinabi daw ni Colonel Grijaldo na siya ay hinaras nila. Yan ngayon ang issue. Base dyan sa video, hinaharas nila. Sinabi daw ni Grijaldo na hinaharas daw ni Congressman Abante at Fernandez, si Grijaldo. At meron pa yata, nabanggit pa ang coercion. O sinabi daw yan ni Grijaldo. Nung siya po yung humarap sa Senado, nagtestify sa Senado. Ngayon, para malaman natin kung sinabi nga ba talaga yan ni Grijaldo, ito po ang video, panoorin natin. Ang video ito po humarap si Colonel Grijaldo sa Senado. Ito po.
Allow me to read my opening statement. Matapos ang House Quadcom hearing na umabot ng 14 hours, dumating ako sa bahay ng madaling araw ng October 23, kasagsagan ng bagyong Christine. Hinihintay ako ng aking pamilya at nag-aalala at di nakatulog hanggang safety akong makauwi. Dala-dala ko ang masamang karanasan at hinanakit sa pangyayari, pero di ko agad nasabi sa aking asawa. Hanggang lumipas ang ilang araw, napansin niyang matamlay at di ako mapakali. Di ko matiis na di ko sabihin sa kanya, kahit alam kong apektado siya at may nervyos ang pag-usapan ay tungkol sa trabaho ko. With great courage, I confided everything to her. Kahit ito ay malaking problema, and it will affect us, and it will change on our normal and simple life. My career for almost 30 years of service, our personal and family safety and security, and maybe I will be condemned or be ostracized. My wife hugged me and started to cry and asked me why. I told her patagal na tayong nagsusumikap and we have to be strong and survive together. Mauna ni ang panahon nga magpakabanata means makialam. Lisod maging witness rata o maging innocent bystander. Maangol gyapon ta o maging casualty tayo. Gipasabot nako sa iya ha. I have to explain to her, kailangan naay mo barog sa kamatuoran. There must be someone to rise up to the occasion. I told her that I have the moral obligation and a call of duty to uphold as police officer. In the eyes of God and in the soul of man, I have to say this, even God was betrayed 3 times. But this time, I have to say this, I don't want to betray our beloved country, our fellow Filipinos, and to God Almighty. I don't want to discredit the men and women of the Philippine National Police, the institution where I belong. I don't want to destroy my beloved alma mater, the Philippine National Police Academy, who molded me with moral values to speak for the truth that I owe, and it's time to give it back the honor and respect. Your Honor, allow me to read my affidavit.
Good. Sige.
David,
Yes, Your Honor.
sige, also submit a copy to us. Sige,
Yes, Your
sige.
Honor.
Mahaba po yan? Ilang pages pa yan?
Saglit lang, Your
Sige,
Honor.
go ahead.
Allow me to read, Your Honors, my affidavit. I, Police Colonel Hector U. Grijaldo, third level officer, presently assigned a personal holding administrative unit, Camp Crame, Quezon City, after duly sworn to, under oath and in accordance with law, do hereby depose and states that I have been dedicated to public service for almost 30 years, and since I took my oath as cadet on June 1, 1995. On October 16, 2024, I was again invited as a resource person in the 9th Joint Public Hearing of Committees on Dangerous Drug, Public Order, Safety and Human Rights, and Public Accounts of the House of Representatives scheduled on October 22, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. I, together with other invited PNP personnel, attended the joint hearing in the House of Representatives. After I answered questions related to extrajudicial killings and the reward system, I was approached by a security personnel while I was seated in one of the witnesses during the hearing. The said person told me that I was summoned by Congressman Dan Fernandez. I went out of the room with the security personnel. When we were outside, he told me to go to the left corridor and proceed straight to the end room. While walking, I saw other witnesses who were standing in the corridor, including my classmate, Major Portalesa and Captain Anova, who was wearing a PNP uniform, and the latter acknowledged me by saluting. When I entered the room, I saw two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma standing inside the room. One of the lawyers approached me and then asked me what we are going to talk about. I said I do not know. After a while, Kong Dan Fernandez entered the room and he asked me to sit beside him on his right side. And then Kong Abante entered the room, sat far end of the chair on the right. One of the lawyers of Police Karma stood near at my back. Kong Dan Fernandez put the paper he was holding on the table and told me, "Ito ang sasabihin mong statement na ito," while pointing on the paragraph on the paper. Ito ang supplemental affidavit ni Colonel Garma. Sabihin mo, alam mo ang reward system. I-confirm mo lang. Kong Dan told me to read the said affidavit. However, I asked the copy of affidavit he was showing to me to read it. He did not give it to me. The lawyer of Police Colonel Garma said, "Ikaw lang ang pwedeng magsabi niyan," sabi ni Colonel Garma. I was puzzled and I asked myself, why me? I respectfully told him that I cannot confirm. They are saying as I have not read the affidavit. We went silent for a while. And then Kong Dan Fernandez said, while holding the affidavit, "Saan ka pwede?" "Dito, noong 1999, about DDS, alam mo to, pulis ka na sa Davao nito." I politely told him that I was not still with the PNP because I was working with the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in 1999 that time. After some time, Kong Abante asked me how many years do still I have with the PNP. I answered, I still have 4 years before my retirement. Then he made a remark, "Pwede ka pang maging general." I humbly responded to him, "Masaya na ako sa ranggo ko, sir. Pagkatapos nito, sir, uuwi na lang ako. At magtatanim na lang ako ng kamote sa amin." The cordial conversation between us continued, and I felt that they wanted me to convince me to do what they wanted me to do. Then Kong Abante asked me where I serve as a chief of police, to which I answered, Mandaluyong City Police Station, sir. Kong Abante then persuaded me by saying, ikaw naman, Colonel, ganito na lang, alangan namang walang insidente o pangyayari sa panahon na yon. I answered, and I served as a COP in Mandaluyong during the COVID-19 pandemic, and there were less crime committed. And we did not receive any reward from anyone. I added that we only received funds, additional MOA or support fund, from the Peace and Order Fund of the LGU. I then respectfully told Kong Dan Fernandez that anybody can debunk my statement if I confirm the testimony of Colonel Garma about the DDS in 1999, since I was not a member of PNP at the time. And I have no personal knowledge as to the reward system. Additionally, I said, the work of the policeman are noble and requires great sacrifice, even without the reward or award. It is our moral obligation and a call of duty to serve our country and people. Then Kong Dan asked me, si Colonel Garma, anong masabi mo sa kanya sa Barayuga? I politely told him I cannot comment on the case. When I respectfully answered him, Sir, mahirap yan. Kasama kami sa nag-iimbestiga at hindi ko alam kung anong kinalaman niya at may investigasyon din sa amin, baka ma-incriminate ako, sir. After the discussion, they did not give me a copy of the second affidavit of Police Colonel Garma. I felt that I disappointed them. Kong Dan Fernandez and Kong Abante left the room, while I and the two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma stayed in the room for a while. I presume that they are about to present the second affidavit of Police Colonel Garma. I asked the two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma why they have chosen me. They did not answer me and just stared at me. And that I went back to the hearing room. When I went back to the hearing room, I immediately called the attention of Police Colonel Lito Patay, who were sitting behind the witness table. We proceeded at the back of the lobby area when they suspended the hearing. I confided and discussed to him what happened in the room with Kong Dan Fernandez and Kong Abante and the two lawyers of Police Colonel Garma. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Colonel Grijaldo. What motivated you to speak before this committee?
The time, Your Honor, I was insulted and it is very offensive. And I think it is inappropriate for anyone to act like that.
Meaning, you feel that you are being coached to make that statement?
Yes, Your Honor. I feel I've been corrupted to make that statement, Your Honor. Just because that time, habang nag-uusap-usap, habang nagkakaroon ng deliberation doon sa hearing, Your Honor, hindi ko alam kung may present nila si Colonel Garman that time, Your Honor, na mag-aano nung second supplemental, ay yung supplemental affidavit niya.
So do you feel harassed? Did you feel harassed?
It's an harassment and very offensive, Your Honor, and uncalled for anybody. That time, I was wearing my uniform
You're wearing your
as
uniform
police officer.
and you are being told to lie.
Parang
Am I correct?
gusto nilang magsisinungaling po ako, Your Honor.
So, Colonel Grijaldo, I would like to thank you for your courage. I'm sure maraming police ngayon nanonood. And if you have observed, mabuti na nagsalita ka. Dahil if you have observed, the way they are treating policemen in the Quadcom, it's very hard. I feel them. I feel them. Because naging police din ako. Kapag sasabihan ka lang, answer yes or no. You can only answer yes or no. You're not allowed to explain yourself. So, para bang you are being deprived. You are being deprived of your right to explain yourself. Kaya lalong-lalo na kapag ikaw itinuturuan na itong sasabihin mo, itong paragraph sasabihin mo, o dito, pwede ka ba dito? So, that's very inappropriate and it's very irregular for a lawmaker making an investigation in aid of legislation to make that kind of approach to a resource person na parang pinipilit na itong sabihin mo, iko-coach ka, ito, pwede ka ba dito? Para ang lumalabas na meron talaga silang preconceived na goal na kung anong dapat lang mahit dito, kaya ginaguide yung magiging statement mo. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So ngayon, Mr. Chairman, kung nakikinig yun ang Philippine National Police, lalong-lalo na yung liderato ng Philippine National Police, I don't know what's his reaction with the statement of Grijaldo, because Colonel Grijaldo is just, I congratulate him for being so courageous enough to speak up for the truth in behalf of all the policemen na parang winawalang hiya sa mga tao na dapat hindi magwalang hiya sa inyo. Ay, kung nakikinig yun ang CPNP, I hope this is your person, this is your man. Dapat depensahan ninyo ito. Huwag ninyo itong ilagay sa litsunan. Huwag nyo ilitson itong tao na ito. Because he's standing for the PNP. Na dapat hindi ganun ang treatment ng mga resource person pagdating sa investigation. Kasi parang ang baba ng tingin sa inyo, ng nag-iimbestiga sa inyo. Yun lang ang nakikita ko, masyadong mababa. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Congratulations. And
Thank
would
you,
like to
Senator
thank you for
Bato.
standing up.
Ayan po ang testimony ni Grijaldo. Hindi niya sinabi na hinaras, coercion, hindi. Hindi po sinabi ni Colonel Grijaldo yan. Tinanong siya ni Senador Bato na hinaras, pakiramdam mo hinaras ka ba? Oh. At sumagot itong si Colonel Grijaldo dahil tinanong siya ni Bato. Oh. Diba? Hindi sinabing, yes, hinaras ako. Hindi. Hindi. Kaya ang advice ko kay Colonel Grijaldo, huwag siya matakot. Manindigan siya. Panindigan niya ang kanyang sinupang salaysay sa Senado. Okay lang yan, kahit ikulong siya. Ikulong siya, okay lang yan. Dahil ang mabigat na laban, kapag nagsampa ng kaso itong si Pangulong Duterte, laban dito kay Dan Fernandez at Congressman Abante, okay? Yan po ang mabigat na laban. sabi ni Pangulong Duterte, plano niya sampahan ng kaso ng perjury to subornation. Itong si Dan Fernandez at saka si Abante dahil sa ginawa nila di umano. Yan po, kaya mahalaga na panindigan ni Colonel Grijaldo itong kanyang sinupang salaysay sa Senado. Yan po ang advice natin kay Colonel Grijaldo. Panindigan niya, huwag siya matakot. Huwag siya matakot. Okay? Mahalaga po yan. Total, kinulong na rin siya eh. Pagkatao niya nakataya dito, credibility niya nakataya dito. Pagkatao niya nakataya dito. Bilang pulis, kung nabanggit niya sa Senado, kaya hindi siya pumayag doon sa pangungumbinsi di umano ng dalawang congressman dahil sa kanyang credibility, sa kanyang paninindigan, sa kanyang prinsipyo, paninindigan niya. Huwag niyang baguhin ang kanyang testimony. Dahil yan po ay mahalaga pagdating sa korte.